Boise, Idaho, moments from tip in the Mountain West Conference, New Mexico and Boise State. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dick out here, the starting lineups. First for New Mexico, who has struggled of late, a change in their lineup. Kurt Vegscheider, the freshman, gets his first collegiate start at the point guard spot, and it's senior day here, so it's all seniors across, with Marcus Dickinson and Robin George joining that starting lineup. Leon Rice has Boise State streaking right now. They've won 7 of their last 9. They could get to 11-6 in the Mountain West and keep the heat headed towards the Mountain West tournament. Paul Weir and New Mexico have scuffled since starting 4-1 in the Mountain West. They've dropped 8 of their last 10 since. They are a talented group that has been beset by suspensions and injuries. Series. Well, these two teams did play, but it was all the way back in December, and New Mexico beat Boise State by 2. Dan Dickow, what kind of pace are we going to see in this one?
Well, I think both teams want to get up and down. On the offensive end, Boise State might have a little bit more patience, but New Mexico doesn't necessarily guard great, in particular on the road. They start off in a 2-3 zone.
Robin George is fouled, and he'll get 2 free throws. Paul Weir and the Lobos sit at 6-9 in the Mountain West. Keys to the game.
New Mexico must limit Justinian Jessup, the senior, the all-time leading three-point shooter in the Mountain West, has been playing very well as of late. And for Boise State, I mentioned it off the top, patience. They need to pass up a good shot for a great shot, because New Mexico struggles to guard throughout an entire possession.
George getting the start for senior day. Leon Rice and his staff ready to go. And both free throws are good, and that's how Boise State opens this ball game. Now New Mexico offensively will be interesting to watch. Vegscheider, the freshman, as he gets his first collegiate start. He's got a lot of talent around him and experience out there.
Coach Paul Weir told us before the game he just feels he needs to change things up a little bit. Change things up right there is Vance Jackson, typically a spot-up shooter. That time putting the ball on the deck. Nice floater.
Marcus Dickinson. Now the point guard for Boise State is usually Ray J. Dennis, the freshman, and you would expect he'll be in here after this first probably 4 minutes with all the seniors getting the start. This is Jackson. They'd love to see him get going. The junior out of Pasadena, the transfer from UConn, whose season has been altered by that knee injury that he suffered midway through.
Tested the NBA waters a season ago. He's got NBA size and a skill set to shoot the ball. He's trying to put it all together after that injury.
Jackson, the shot block, but the clock never reset, and Jessup didn't see that. And so his shot came after the clock. Jessup's been terrific, especially in Mountain West Conference play. 18 a game once conference play started. 44% from three-point, the all-time leading three-point shooter in Mountain West history.
He had a good game in Albuquerque either this season. 24, 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. Not just a three-point shooter, though. He's good at making reads and pick and rolls.
Dickinson on the miss by Jaquan Lyle. A 2-2 start here. R.J. Williams. Hand off to Hobbs. This is George. Jessup feeds the post. Williams does a little bit of everything for this team. Steps into a double. George had the rebound. Saves it. No reset on the clock this time. And this time Jessup knows that and is short on the 3. Vegscheider with his first touch. Vance Jackson, Jaquan Lyle. There's firepower here. You got Corey Manigault in that low block. Vegscheider crosses over, falling away, draws contact, and he'll get to the line. And the change in Paul Weir's lineup, Dan, is just to change things up, to try to get a different feel or different chemistry.
Hey, he felt they needed a spark. You know, Jaquan Lyle has played some point guard minutes throughout the course of the year, even though that's not traditionally his best position. But needed to change things up a little bit. Felt that Vegscheider has been showing a lot of promise in practice. Time to give him an opportunity and see where he can provide that spark.
Beckscheider has a lot of international experience. He's from Africa. He participated in the NBA academies over in Africa. Hobbs to George. I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed here. Good spin. Williams can't finish. And it's last touch by New Mexico. Lobos are not a real big team right now. They're missing pieces, obviously. Carlton Bragg removed from the team. J.J. Caldwell is still suspended. They were able to get Vance Jackson and Jaquan Lyle back about 2 weeks ago.
Talk about providing a spark in changing the starting lineup. They've had roster uncertainties. They've had to change the way they played throughout the year. Early in the year, more of a big lineup, played bully ball. Now they're a little more small, perimeter oriented, relying on the three-point shot opportunities when they come.
Beckscheider to Jackson. Yeah, they were not a three-point shooting team early. Malawach feeds the post. Manigault's had a nice year.
He is now really the only big, and he's not much of a low-post presence, more of an attack on the offensive glass kind of guy.
Lyle trying to break it down. Jessup with the loose ball. Feeds Williams. Four apiece. Both teams shot it well when they faced off in early December. Neither team resembles what they were in early December, though. A lot has changed. Lyle had 31 points in that game. This is Hobbs missing on the three. Jackson has the rebound for New Mexico.
You're right, a lot has changed. For Boise State, R.J. Dennis has provided a spark being in the starting lineup. And Jessup has played much better once conference play has started, but New Mexico's been the biggest difference. Go from playing a big lineup to now more of a four-guard lineup, although Jackson has the size of a bigger player.
There's Manigault jumping the pass. Oh, terrific defensive play by Dickinson. Now numbers for Boise State, and Jessup turns it into 3 points. And a 7-6 Boise State lead now. 3-point shot when they faced off was huge. Boise State hit 14 threes in that game. Malawach misses the three.
Anytime you hit 14 threes, you think you'd have a good chance to win the game, such as that first meeting, but not when you turn it over as many times as they did.
Dickinson trying to get to the rim. Williams loses it. And our first timeout.
Extra possessions on the defensive end lead to easy opportunities. Jessup.
And there's no doubt Boise State is playing their best basketball right now.
Yeah, they've won 7 of their last 9, and a lot of it is due to Justinian Jessup playing well, the emergence of freshman point guard R.J. Dennis as well. Excuse me, Ray J. Dennis.
Falling away is Jaquan Lyle. Missed it. Tip goes out. Jackson has it. Whips it into the corner. Tavian Percy in the lineup right now, along with Jordan Arroyo for New Mexico. Good drive and finish there by Vance Jackson. Or excuse me, Jaquan Lyle.
Such a difficult cover. Strength to put the ball on the deck and get by, finish at the rim. The Ohio State transfer had 31 in the first meeting between these two teams.
This is Dennis, who's played so well, and he sets up Williams, who missed the layup, but hits the putback.
That's the difference between the point guard, Ray J. Dennis, the freshman, and Marcus Dickinson, the senior. Is Ray J. Dennis has that innate ability as a point guard to create opportunities for others. Williams couldn't finish the first time, did the second.
Now remember, Beckscheider got the start for New Mexico. He's out now, and Malawach misses a fall away. Williams the rebound for Boise State. So Derek Alston's in with Jessup and Dennis. Abu Kijab in as well, and Alston a soft floater. Hits it. This guy has come so far in such a short time. Derek Alston averaging 18 a game.
Skilled footwork, can shoot it, very creative as you see there. A little up and under.
Malawach, strong drive, but Did not get it to drop.
Well, the emergence of Alston from the time he got on campus has been tremendous. As a freshman, only scored under 1 point a game as a sophomore, up to 13. Now he's one of the best scorers on the entire West Coast.
Steal by Lyle. Lobos in transition. Nice find for the two-hand flush by Jordan Arroyo. Albuquerque native, and another guy that Paul Weir told us is going to get more playing time today. Just trying to find new combinations, some new life. Percy's out there as well. Alston a miss. Look at Williams on the boards, and he gets a free throw.
It's a perfect example of understanding and knowing your role. Early in games at times, Boise State will throw the ball into Williams on the low block and give him space to attack. But where he's at his best is this. Alston attacks off the bounce, can't quite get it to finish, but look who's there to clean up the mess. Williams. Understanding opportunities, taking advantage of them.
Max Rice into the ball game for the Broncos. Jessup gets his first rest. And Max Rice is, of course, the son of Leon Rice. He's had some big moments this year, especially in that miraculous comeback against Utah State. George is back in as well. And New Mexico goes to their bench. Emmanuel Quach in for the first time. Lead is 4. Jackson off the pick. Lobos lost to Nevada their last time out. Of course, that was the return of Steve Alford to Albuquerque. Lyle blocks. That's Max Rice with the defense.
You mentioned Steve Alford. What a job he's doing in Reno this year. We've had them a number of times. And he had to literally re-recruit that entire roster to stay when he took the job. And then for him to have Nevada competing and playing as well as they are, that's been maybe the coach of the year in the Mountain West.
Alston. This is Max Rice. Ray J. Dennis for 3.
He's got such a bright future. Freshman from Oswego, Illinois. They love his composure as a point guard. They feel as he gets more and more comfortable, he's going to be able to do more of that. Look for his own, be able to put the ball on the deck and score as well from outside the three-point line.
Nice drive by Vance Jackson. Cuts the lead down to 5. Well, Dennis with the ball, he was the guy that really propelled that comeback. He had 19 points in the last 3.5 minutes of that game. And that was the incredible comeback against Utah State. Boise was down 18 with under 4 to play. They got to overtime and then won that game. Jackson adds his spot, that corner 3. If they could get him the ball there more, that's good news for New Mexico.
And that's why he's an intriguing NBA prospect. Test the waters a season ago. If you can space the floor and knock down corner 3s with size and are a willing defender, you're going to get a long look.
Lyle, Jackson trailing. Quach, and it rims out. It's hard to look at stats to describe this New Mexico team because they've gone through so many changes throughout the year. They're playing a different style of offense now. Alston's 3.
Not just a knockdown 3, but the court vision from Ray J. Dennis on the skip. Those are the intangibles a true point guard brings to the floor. Sees things develop or sees opportunities before everybody else.
Lyle into the corner. Percy finds Jackson. Lobos don't have a true post. That's a deep 3. And that's good. That's Jaquan Lyle.
He's letting everybody know that's 3. I think anybody in this building recognized it because he was about 7 feet beyond the line.
New Mexico's cut the lead down to 2. Alston. Rice. Kejab has to save it. Shot clock down. George takes the three. And New Mexico has a chance to tie or take the lead. And that's an offensive foul. Foul here on Jaquan Lyle, but a technical foul was called on Derek Alston.
He must have said something under his breath, directed at the official. Could have been called possibly a moving screen, but it wasn't. You've got to keep your emotions in check. He's done that throughout the course of the season pretty well, but it's been an adjustment. The second time through league play, he's become the focal point of other teams' defensive attack.
So Alston on the bench. Jessup, Rice, Hobbs is in, along with Dennis and Williams for Boise State. Vic Scheider's back in for New Mexico. Hobbs driving, and he's fouled. No, he walked, and that's a turnover. Tell you what, New Mexico looks like they have it. I know there were a few adjustments to the lineup with Vic Scheider getting in, but I think the changes that Paul Weir have made, the chemistry feels pretty good out there right now.
Yeah, they're playing with a nice pace on the offensive end. Defensively, outside of Manigault, they've got multiple interchanging positions, so you can switch a lot of ball screens, you can switch screens. They've mixed it up as far as man and zone. They've done a nice job.
Malawatch back in. Corey Manigault. This is Vic Scheider. And that baseline drive by Emmanuel Quach. He was on the baseline. Literally.
So many players at all levels. And I get upset with my son, who's a 7th grader. You can't drive baseline if there's nothing there. You have to have the ability to get a direct line drive, get all the way to the rim. Otherwise, it's fool's gold.
That sounds like something a coach drummed into your head a few times.
Well, I was always a small player, and so I had to realize that baseline or maybe the sideline, that's an extra defender. Don't put yourself in a position where you're at a disadvantage.
Lyle trying to drive. Jessup with the reach. And that's his first personal foul.
Leon Rice doesn't like the call. Jaquan Lyle is a very difficult cover when he gets into that kind of semi-transition attack. Gets the defense on their heels, and he's creative enough with the ball, and he's explosive enough to get by you or pull up for a jump shot.
Malawatch misses his jump shot. Williams with the rebound. Broncos have gone 2.5 minutes without scoring. Jessup back in. Kejab is in as well. Dickinson launches. Mexico can take the lead here.
Lyle may have gotten away with a travel as he picked up his dribble there.
Strong move. Malawatch couldn't get it to drop. He is 0 for 5 to start this game. Lyle with the rebound. Neither team shooting it in this last sequence. Contact, no whistle. This one, Malawatch drops in on a nice find by Lyle.
Bad stretch for Boise State. Kejab, who's been an instrumental force in this winning streak after getting eligible to transfer from Oregon, forced a 3, and then defensively not closing out, giving up a layup.
Kejab is fouled from behind by Emmanuel Quach. And a timeout on the floor. Boise State had a nice lead. It's gone now.
I agree with all that. I mean, San Diego State has had an unbelievable year up till now. You can't necessarily knock them off the line for one blemish. Now, they still have to play very well in the Mountain West tournament. Same with Gonzaga. BYU is a top 25 ball club who's playing extremely well themselves. And Kansas and Baylor essentially just flip-flop. That will be interesting if both those teams make the Big 12 title game. That's going to be a heck of a rubber match.
Kejab misses a baseline jumper. There wasn't a lot of, I mean, there was some movement in the net rankings. Kansas 1, Baylor 2, Gonzaga 3. Dayton actually left in front of San Diego State.
Obi Toppin is forced to be reckoned with in the A-10. Manigault gets called for that travel.
You saw that run, 11-3 for New Mexico's Paul Weir's bunch on top here. Broncos 6 of 15 to begin, 1 of 8 since.
I think a lot of this is due to the difficulties many times in playing with senior night. You start all 5 seniors, you're out of a rhythm offensively to start the game as Key-Jab knocks down the 3, but you start with a different rotation. You start maybe guys in different positions, different roles, and then guys come off the bench. Maybe they're a little pressed or they're uncomfortable because they haven't been inserted into the game in a certain time frame. I think you're seeing that out of Boise State right now.
Manigault, that's an offensive foul, and they may look at that if the elbow was up around the face. Here's a look.
It looks a lot worse than it truly is. I agree. And applaud the officials for not going and taking another look at this. Too many times in the college game now, officials take a look at everything and take way too many looks. Good job in just quickly moving on to the next play.
Key-Jab driving. You see the Broncos have already chucked up 13 threes. Dickinson rising and scoring. Boy, he hung up there.
Well, if you're going to shoot a lot of threes, even if you're not making them, you're going to get the defense's attention. They close out, do as Dickinson did. Shot fake, attack, get the ball into the paint.
That's an offensive foul. Jackson steamrolled Marcus Dickinson. Second personal on Jackson.
Drive kick, little show by Dickinson, attack, and then the finish with strength.
Back to a 4-point Boise State lead. New Mexico has changed up their rotation and their starting lineup. Kurt Vegscheider is back in the game right now. He got his very first college start at the point guard spot. Jordan Arroyo has played a lot of minutes here in the first half. He's back in there right now. Williams, Alston, good pump fake, but way short of, and that's Williams again. The offensive rebound and the putback.
Now you're starting to see a little bit of New Mexico chipping at each other as well as at the officials. That has been a thorn in their side at times throughout the season.
Williams on the other end. He is 1 point and 2 rebounds away from a double-double already.
He just does the dirty work. Previous possession, he's on the weak side. Doesn't expect a make from Alston. Fights for inside position, corrals it, and scores. Every team needs a player like R.J. Williams, is willing to do the little things that don't always show up in the box score.
Alston finds Williams again, fouled, and a free throw coming.
So guess what? He does the little things. Boise State rewards him by then on the next possession calling his number, a little double screen on the baseline to free him up, catching New Mexico off guard. Nice play call by Leon Rice.
Williams, a senior. All right, Dan Dickow, if you were a head coach, you may be at some point in your career, how would you handle senior day if it can be difficult for a team to really get into the game off to a fast start?
Well, I think it depends on how your team's playing at that moment in time. If you're playing really well, don't change things up. But I understand there's always a sentimental aspect to senior night. You want to reward the guys that have been a part of your program and you value so much.
New Mexico gets a bucket and cuts the lead back down to 7.
I remember a couple years back, Gonzaga was undefeated, and BYU came into Spokane, and they went with the sentimental route, and BYU got off to a nice start and won. Senior night ruined Gonzaga's opportunity for an undefeated season.
Alston got his miss. put it back in. And you can see Boise's doing damage on the offensive boards. Big shot is passed. Jessup got a piece. One of the most improved players in the NCAA last year, and he's just getting better every day. Double in the making. He just needs 2 rebounds to get there.
He's been active, whether it's getting out running in transition on the offensive glass, and then Boise State calls his number. Little double screen on the baseline. He delivers.
Nice entry and a foul. And Vance Jackson's going to get free throws for New Mexico. Keith McGee in the ball game for the first time for the Lobos. You see that 8 rebounds already, a dozen points. Second foul on Derek Alston. And a free throw missed there by Vance Jackson. Alston out. And another senior, Alex Hobbs, is in.
New Mexico has shot it well from the field at 50%, but they've struggled taking care of the basketball. 9 turnovers early in this first half. The first meeting between the 2 teams, they only turned it over 6 times. So they can take care of the ball, get good looks, they can get right back into this.
You see, the offensive rebounds has really propelled the number of shots that Boise State has. 12 more shots than New Mexico. Hobbs got through, kicks, good rotation. Jessup is the 3-point leader in Mountain West history, but he misses that one.
He might have put a little bit too much pressure on him shooting it from the 3-point line early in this game. He struggled, but leading up to this game as of late, he has shot it unbelievable well, over 40% in conference play.
Elawatch kicks. Jackson. Elawatch misses on the 3. Key jab. Transfer from Oregon. It's going to stay a Boise State ball. He's got some pretty historic names behind him. Jimmer, of course, was the leader coming into this year. He's been passed first by Jessup and then recently by Merrill. Sam's at 300. Jessup's at 314. Saw Brandon Heath on that list. Nick Jacobson, a great guard for Rick Majerus at Utah. Key jab. He hit one from there. He misses that one. Jessup the rebound. Right back to him. Bang.
Well, Kijab starts the possession off with a little bit of a forced 3-pointer, which is not his strength. Boise State able to come up with another offensive rebound and get into the hands of their sharpshooter.
Corner 3 is off. That was from Lyle. It's an 11-point Boise State lead. Kicked loose. Lyle. Good work by Arroyo. 2 men down, and McGee finishes. Let's hope everybody's all right. Kijab is down, holding that left knee. Lyle is back up.
Dickinson turns it over, tries to make up for it. Doesn't come up with a steal. McGee with impressive athletic finish over the top, but Lyle got the worst of that for New Mexico, and Kijab, hopefully he's all right as well.
And he's up, and he's going to stay in the game, and that's a good sign. You can see Lyle visibly frustrated. A minute and a half left.
Sorry, Rich. This is the frustrating thing when you watch New Mexico. They're talented, but a lot of times their emotions seem to get the best of them.
Kijab rolls out, and McGee has the rebound for New Mexico.
Put the ball on the deck and attack. He's best when he's making quick decisions and putting in the defense in a position they got to keep him in front.
Good defense by Kijab to pry it loose from Jackson. That's 10 turnovers already. Williams. He's enjoying senior day. He's got 14 already. to go with the 8 rebounds.
Mexico had a 2-for-1 opportunity. They didn't get in their offense quick enough to take an advantage.
Manigault skips to McGee. Final minute, first half. Broncos by 11. PBR continues under the arch in St. Louis. The U.S. Border Patrol Invitational only on CBS Sports Network. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickow, moments away from AT&T at the half. Evan Washburn, John Rosti. Standing by. Dickinson. Clock's down. Hobbs will heave one, a 3, and it's off. Jackson has the rebound in this first half. And Boise, Idaho is over. Broncos had an early lead. New Mexico came racing back. Had a short-lived lead.
Stagnant offense. They've been sloppy with the basketball, and that has led to the 10 turnovers. And unfortunately, if you're a Lobo fan, 20 points off of those turnovers for Boise State.
And it should be noted for New Mexico, we've not seen Zane Martin nor Vontae Hendricks in the game at all. Kurt Venkscheider getting a start, and he's in there right now. Jackson in deep. Fouls by Abu Kijab. New Mexico opens the half with some free throws here. First foul on Kijab. Kijab was not around when these two teams played earlier. Had a season and a half at Oregon and arrives here at Boise as a junior. He's been a nice shot in the arm, a dozen points, almost 4 rebounds a game. They get a ton of talent next year. 2 players from transferring in from Arizona, Emmanuel Acott and Devontae Dutrieve. Aladdin Armas from East Tennessee State, and then Marcus Shaver, a really good guard, comes in as a junior transferring from Portland. So Boise State next year has a big infusion in talent coming. Alston kicked it right to Jackson. Lead pass and Venkscheider with a layup.
First 3-4 minutes are always important in the second half to set a tone, whether you're ahead or you're trying to climb out of a hole. It's been a nice start for New Mexico here.
Corner 3, Alston. Jackson has the offside rebound. Lyle wide open for the 3. Williams is a rebound away from his double-double now. Alston looking for a lane. R.J. Dennis at the 3.
Great job by Dennis staying spaced in that deep corner. If he creeps up even another 2 feet, the spacing is no good. He doesn't get that open 3.
Dennis has hit a couple 3s. Malawach, been a tough day for him. Jackson's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Good example of staying deep in that corner was Dennis.
And Zane Martin is getting set to check in for New Mexico. Zane Martin has good numbers, 11 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds a game. There was no reason given for him not playing in the first half. But he's into the game now.
Well, Coach Paul Weir did tell us he was looking to shake things up a little bit. That is one of the reasons Kurt Venkscheider did start. We'll see if Zane Martin coming in is able to provide that spark.
And Vontae Hendricks, 10 points, 4 rebounds a game, has not played yet either. So it's a 9-point Boise State lead. Dennis. It's a small lineup on the floor for Boise State. They love to move the basketball. And Williams from Jessup.
He just understands his role so well. He understands they're not going to run a lot of plays to him, but if he sets a great screen for somebody like Alston or Jessup in that instance, he's the guy that's going to get open because he's going to create a problem.
I think his teammates understand his role pretty well too, especially off that last set. I mean, Jessup knew exactly where he was.
Yeah, he sets the screen. Both guys go out to Jessup. He's wide open underneath the basket. That is a simple catch, turn, finish.
Williams has got 16 points and 9 rebounds. Shot clock rolling. Vance Jackson misses a scoop shot. And the Broncos can stretch the lead here. Under Leon Rice, Boise State has always been known as a very creative team that moves the basketball. Williams getting in tight, and he's fouled, and he's got a free throw.
Well, I just mentioned they don't run a lot of offense for him. He finds his own opportunities. This time they decide to post him. He is not taking no for an answer. Wegscheider got bully balled on that possession. Wow, nice finish.
So Williams now with 18 points and 9 rebounds. The Broncos, I mean, you're talking about share the basketball. Their last game, a win at San Jose State, they hit 31 shots. They had 29 assists on the 31 made buckets. That is
almost unheard of.
Yes. That's a coach's dream.
That is.
Because that's a metric that a lot of coaches gauge. Assists per field goal. Missing in action. You can see their points per game. Hendricks and Martin. Martin is into the game for the first time here in the second half. Manigault misses the free throw. So we got 3 minutes in. A win here for Boise State gets them to 11-6. And I guess the lesson you learned from watching UNLV take down San Diego State last night is that there are improving teams in this conference. UNLV's one of them. Boise State's one of them. Nevada's one of them. And everybody is converging on Las Vegas in less than 2 weeks for the tournament. And if UNLV can take down San Diego State,
it's all about peaking at the right time of the year. And Boise State is doing just that.
Justinian Jessup, his third three. And he's got 9 in the game. Martin, he hits a 3.
Instant offense. He's been sitting throughout the whole first half. Just checked in a minute or so ago. Maybe not a great shot in the first couple possessions, but knocks it down anyways.
Jessup drive. That's a good tip. That was Alston with a smart play. Hobbs driving, kicks. Alston's rewarded with the 3, and he hits it.
Basketball and sports in general is so funny. You make an extra effort, things tend to turn out in your favor. Alston bats the ball back, creates an extra possession. He gets an open look.
And Boise State's biggest lead of the game is at 16. Martin's fouled by Jessup on a reach. Broncos are rolling right now, and they are so dangerous from deep. Alston with Colorado State for the 4 and the 5. The nuance is that Boise State has only 1 game left, but it's a big one, and it could affect this. It's a Wednesday game, and you and I will be there for CBS Sports Network at UNLV.
Yeah, looking forward to it. I think, again, that goes to why this race is so interesting, 2 through 6. If you can stay away from San Diego State's bracket, that would be a good thing, considering they have played so unbelievably well throughout this season. But that being said, you want to be peaking, playing your best basketball this time of year, and Boise State seems to be doing that right now.
Look at those numbers for the second half. Jessup almost walked. Hobbs did walk. And that last rebound has given R.J. Williams his double-double on senior day. And the Broncos in a comfortable spot right now. There's a ton of time left in this game. And you keep waiting for New Mexico to snap out of it. They have 10 turnovers in the game. Martin's miss. That's rebound number 12 for R.J. Williams.
Can't say enough about what he's done today. He has put on a clinic for being in the right place at the right time. Back-to-back travels by Hobbs. Leon Rice, a stickler for the fundamentals. That will be a focus of practice, I'm sure, tomorrow. Quick stop, deliver a pass.
19 and 12. So when someone asks him, how did your senior day go?
Well, keeps this up, he's going to have a chance to set a new career high at 27 against Creighton a season ago. He is putting himself in a bunch of opportunities tonight.
Oh, that's a nice lob. Quach finishes. Martin delivered. New Mexico looking for a spark. Anything just to get them headed back towards Boise State. It's a 14-point ball game now. Hobbs off a screen, finds the lane. That's blocked by Quach. And here comes New Mexico. Martin delivers. McGee. And it stays with the Lobos.
That's the type of energy that the Lobos need on the defensive end, but this is the execution that is necessary. The nice lob over the top for the finish. Second time they've gotten a back cut out of a set play for a bucket this half. The first meeting between the two teams, 4 back cuts leading to layups. Might have been the difference in the game to swing it in the Lobos' favor in New Mexico.
Well, remember, Boise State hit 14 threes in that game and lost by 2. Jackson fouled, and he'll get free throws.
But if you just look at the way Vance Jackson draws the foul after this play, the whistle is called, gets himself a foul, gets to the free throw line. There's no energy, there's no excitement, whether by him or by his teammates. It's almost like a chore to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Good teams have an energy and exuberance about them that, I hate to say it, that New Mexico doesn't have right now.
Abu Kijab checks in. Jackson drops in another free throw. Lead is 12. Williams, and this time he's cut off at the lane. Defense has gotten better for New Mexico. Martin steps through. Jackson turned down a 3, kicks it back. Martin's 3, side of the backboard. Got it back. And a midair collision and an offensive foul.
And guess who? The man of senior night, R.J. Williams. Zane Martin didn't like the call, but that's about as easy a charge as you're going to get. Williams standing there clearly outside of the circle. Maybe he turned a little bit at the last moment, but he had clearly set his feet and was there well in advance.
You are able to turn and protect yourself when you're about to get plowed, right?
I would think so. Yes.
Alston's 3. Wow. He has added that to his game. 35% on the season. He has made himself into such a good player. And a walk by Lyle.
Finding open area, hands and feet ready. You know, and the thing I like about Alston Jr. is there's probably going to be talk about him putting his name in the draft, testing the NBA waters. His dad is a G League head coach, so he's going to get as good of advice and sounding board feedback as anybody else. Leon Rice, his staff, going to do a great job of sharing thoughts with him, but Alston Jr. will make the correct decision.
3 seconds in the lane. Yeah, his father, Derek, played in the NBA for the 76ers.
One of the things that I do like about the testing the waters is you can go get feedback and see what you need to improve upon your game. But unfortunately, a lot of guys mistake that as being ready. Go use it as a sounding board, a learning experience.
And Lyle is fouled. Free throws for him. Is it before the shot or? Here's the collision. There's the foul. And the foul is going to be called before the shot. Abu Kijab with his third personal. Eight minutes in. Not a lot of fluidity in the last 5 minutes here, the second half. New Mexico's shown some signs, but continuing that's tough. Quach with a right hand, Emmanuel Quach over George.
Just a difficult matchup for George. I mean, almost every matchup on this New Mexico team is a difficult cover for him. Struggles to move laterally, keep guys in front.
Dennis having some difficulties, and Lyle picks it, lobs it, and New Mexico feels like they're starting to get a foothold here. Broncos lead was 16, and New Mexico.
Really like what TJ Otzelberger is doing. Came over from South Dakota State, and they might have their best player sitting on the bench this year as a redshirt, David Jenkins.
Boise State going to try to clean up those turnovers. New Mexico going to try to keep this momentum, this sudden found momentum. Kijab cut off there by Quach. Alston baseline. Good movement. Jessup going full speed and flushes.
Well, when you can shoot it like him, all you need to do is get your eyes up on the rim, and the defense is going to fly at you, opening up driving opportunities like that.
McGee. This is Martin. Clock's down. Martin's in trouble, falling away. Wow!
Wow is right.
That's a good way to finish a long shot clock.
That was not a good possession, but a good result.
Dennis, nifty move. It's kicked out of bounds. So we've seen Zane Martin play here. Remember, he did not play in the first half. Came in a couple minutes
past year, and I think he's got under the radar NBA potential. And the reason why is he's a shooter with really good size. He's left-handed, which always presents a problem. And he's got really good decision-making in pick-and-roll situations. So he can make pick-and-roll reads. And I think he's a better defender than people give him credit for. So I think with him, if he gets in the right summer league situation, he could really carve out a nice opportunity.
Leon Rice, coming out of that timeout, had drawn up this play, and obviously it went awry on an offensive foul. And it was Jessup with his third personal.
So just as we talk about some of the bright spots in Jessup, gets called for a moving screen.
Martin driving. McGee, ball fake. Offensive foul. George stood his ground.
You're seeing a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde personality of New Mexico this half. A replay of that back screen that the official deemed a moving screen, but New Mexico has had some bright spots, driving the ball, creating plays, and then at times they've gotten out of control. Been whistled for a number of charges here in the second half.
Kijab, 15-footer. He's made a real impact since he became eligible after transferring from Oregon.
He has, and I think that's right there is the best spot on the floor to put him at. Put him at that high post, that elbow action, elbow area, especially against the zone. Anytime you're facing a zone, get to that nail, make the defense collapse. They don't. Quick catch, turn, face jumper, which Kijab just knocked down.
The lead is 13 now. 6 turnovers. That's a high number for Boise State. Williams couldn't hold the miss on that baseline jumper.
Going back to Kijab, 2 of 7 now on the afternoon, 1 of 6 from the three-point line. That's not his game. His game is more catch it at the elbow, quick decision, catch, turn, face. If the 15-footer presents itself, absolutely, but he's got the ability to put the ball on the deck and create off the bounce.
Wow, into the corner, and the 3 from McKee.
This is what scares you if you're Boise State. New Mexico State is just hanging around just enough to make the game interesting.
And New Mexico on a nice run. Dennis misses the 3. Jessup survived that run by Martin. Shot clock's down. Alston gets off balance and is down and hurt. That was a really awkward shot and finish. And let's hope it's just the... I take it back. The foul actually on Martin, and for Martin, it's his 3rd personal. And remember, he didn't start playing until 2 minutes into the second half.
He's made an imprint on the game in the short amount of time he's played. He's been aggressive to attack on the offensive end, making a few difficult shots, and then defensively, he's set the tone to keep New Mexico in this game. Climb out into you, is willing to really compete.
And of course, the other missing Lobo is Vontae Hendricks. Now, look, he had a emotional outburst on Tuesday when he threw his jersey behind the bench in that loss against Nevada. Leads the team in technical fouls. And Paul Weirs, with his lineup change today, told us that he was sending a message, just trying to mix things up. But it feels like Hendricks is not playing, and we were not given a reason from the team at all. But Hendricks has not played here. And you wonder if it's as a result of that outburst on Tuesday night. Williams driving down the lane, untouched. Wow.
He is absolutely come to play. 21 now for Williams. But Vance Jackson can't get caught gambling on a non-shooter 4 feet beyond the three-point line. But if you're going to, you better make up for it on the other end and knock down a 3 of your own.
Yeah, hit a 25-footer and all's good. There's the run, 9-2 run by New Mexico, and they are within 6. And this crowd here is starting to get a little restless. Well, senior day, a big one.
Percent from the field in the second half. You get the feeling that Boise State has to handle New Mexico's pressure and get the ball in Alston and R.J. Williams' hands, because those guys have both delivered this evening.
Williams, Kijab, Dickinson, Hobbs, and Jessup for Boise State. Fake Scheider trying to defend Williams, and that's not something any Lobo's been able to do. 23 now on senior day to go with a dozen rebounds.
I have made the comment a number of times, they don't run plays for him, but they've done it on 2 or 3 occasions tonight because he's got it going so well.
That's a quick 3 by Jaquan Lyle.
Not a good 3 at all. 8 feet behind the line, and there you see the keys of the game. New Mexico limit Jessup. They've done a pretty good job. 11 points, but they have not given him a lot of open looks, and Boise State have patience. And by that I mean pass up a good shot to get a great one. They're shooting almost 50% from the field, but they've had a few too many turnovers here in the second half.
McQuatch Malawatch with his 3rd personal. Williams shoots 1 and 1. He leads Boise State in double-doubles. This is his 9th this year. He shoots 64% from the field. And his big day continues. 25 points, 13 boards.
Boise State back in a 2-3 zone.
And back up by double digits.
New Mexico needs a better shot than that look. You can't settle for the first somewhat okay look that you get.
Yeah, somewhat okay is not on the top of many coaches' shot charts.
Not at all.
Hobbs. Jessup retrieves.
Beware of the shot clock under 5.
And I think a technical foul on the New Mexico bench. So Paul Weir picking up a technical.
Just add these points with Justinian Jessup's at the line.
He's pretty good.
95% on the season.
56 of 59. There you can see Paul Weir. And I think what he was saying is that's the same foul. And you don't need to, we didn't even have to read his lips. You could hear it from all the way across the floor. And so what was down to a 6-point Boise State lead has bounced back up to a dozen. Jessup. Williams tips it. Hobbs. Big Scheider the rebound. And let's see if New Mexico can get back into the scoring groove that they were in. Jackson's fouled. Jessup armbarred him. Coming down the lane. And that's 4 on Jessup. And obviously he's a crucial member. That inside arm, can't use it to do that.
And keep the hands off in that situation, but you know, Vance Jackson is very skilled. He can shoot it from the 3-point line. He's got pretty good footwork, and so when he's got the defender in space there, he's a tough guy to keep in front. Boise State has to do a better job in the gaps, not showing him driving angles.
It's offensive interference. Alston's back in.
A few mistakes. R.J. Williams.
Oh, I don't know about that. Now we have a much better view. Although that view is a little bit distorted because that camera has a wide angle lens. So sometimes you don't get the true look. Alston clears space and the bucket.
Heck of a delivery on the pass, but a catch and finish through contact is Alston. He couldn't have made that play 2 years ago.
Williams, 14 rebounds, 25 points. And all of a sudden he has doubled over and is holding his face, it looks like. I don't know that there was any contact after he got the rebound. Oh, that's an elbow on top of the head, it looks like. There.
Like his own teammate, Kejab got him, not to say inadvertently, but hopefully he's all right. He's been spectacular for Boise State today.
This is an 8-0 run that has pushed Boise State back up by a dozen. Williams comes out of the game, holding that right temple. Under 5 minutes left here in Boise, Idaho. The Broncos on senior day. They have one conference game left. That's amazing to think. Just one conference game after this. We've got it at UNLV. Long tap out, another offensive rebound. Broncos trying to get to 11-6. trying to climb up the ladder as far as seeding in the tournament. Right now, they would be a 5 seed. They win this game, they would flip to a 4. Alston spinning. And he's fouled by Martin.
You know, Martin doesn't like that call. Puts his hands up, telling the official no. But in that situation, shot clock's going down. You wall him up. You keep him in front. You make him score over the top. Instead, he goes and puts himself in a position where it's an easy call for the official to make because he swipes down at it.
Bronco foul trouble. Jessup on the bench with 4. Jessup has 13 in this ball game. Alston has 15. And of course, R.J. Williams has 25. Quach back in the ball game. And this run by the Broncos coincides with a long drought for New Mexico. They've gone 3 minutes without a point. And it's back up to 14. Martin, who's only played here in the second half, has 4 fouls now. Martin in the corner to McGee. Alston breaks up the lob.
Set play. Alston did a nice job of reading it.
Yeah, he knows he walked. He had a big smile. That's that step that if you do shoot it, you'll get it. But if you don't shoot it, they'll call it.
That's just basketball IQ there from Alston. Understanding they're out of sorts in their 2-3 zone, and a quick recognition that McGee, with his athleticism, is heading to the rim. McGee might be as good of athlete as I've seen in the Mountain West.
The drought has stretched to 3.5 minutes. Hijab with the rebound.
You're not going to stop the drought with that shot from Jackson.
Hijab strong. Lyle lobs. Quach. It's off his foot. 3.5 minutes left in this ball game. Broncos' last home game of the season. Trying to finish strong. So far, so good.
Winning 7 of your last 9. What's going to look like 8 of your last 10. If they can hold on today, you never know. That's the craziness of March.
As an example, UNLV with their win at San Diego State last night moved up about 10 spots in the net.
More spacing by Boise State on that baseline out of bounds against full court pressure. In this situation, you've got to screen and space and make hard cuts come to the basketball.
10 of 12. We told you he's got 9 double-doubles. Jessup steps through the double. Trying to play keep away from New Mexico right now. Alston spins away. Williams escapes. Jessup lays it in.
Get to the middle of the floor, turn and attack. New Mexico, all their defensive pressure, once they're broken, you got to get at the rim.
Bobo 6 threes. Martin a miss. Williams another rebound. He's got 15 boards. He's 25 points. The Broncos play at UNLV on Wednesday night. We've got that game here on CBS Sports Network, and you and I will be there. That could be a huge game for both teams. Martin gives. McGee fouled. He's got a free throw coming. 2.5 minutes left.
This is how you attack pressure. You get the ball in the middle of the floor, and you make the defense pay. The following possession, you succumb to the pressure, you turn it over, and you give New Mexico a chance at three-point play.
Crowd giving Alex Hobbs on senior day a nice ovation. He's been such a versatile player here at Boise State. McGee, the junior out of Rochester. 3-point play, but still a 13-point Boise State lead.
Boise State keep the ball in Alston and Jessup's hands, your two best free throw shooters who are on the floor.
That one kicked off of somebody. That's going to be a tough call for the officials.
Yeah, but in this situation, you know what New Mexico is going to do. They're going to trap. They're going to try to speed you up. You can't put the ball in 50-50 positions where the official makes a decision.
Well, I don't know. I just watched that twice, and I'm not sure. Officials were unable to go to the monitor, though. True. It was not under 2 minutes.
But it falls back on Boise State handling pressure.
What a Wakescheider, nice dish. Arroyo was in too deep. He may end up with 20 rebounds before these 2 minutes are up. He's got 16 now to go with 25 points.
He wants a 3 on senior night.
He has not attempted a 3.
He deserves one the way he's played today.
All year he's not attempted a 3.
I think they owe him an opportunity. If he were to take and make a 3, it would also set a new career high.
You think he's earned it?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the steal. Williams getting out on the break. Jessup lobs. Williams. Oh,
well, if you're not going to get him a 3, get him a lob. Ties his career high, brings this crowd to their feet.
Have a day. Wow. And his teammates knew it. Jessup was looking for him when he hit half court. And the crowd saluting R.J. Williams.
Might as well find him on a 3 if you can now.
Williams looks at the clock. Look at him go. You know, they were going to call it a 3, but I think his foot was actually on the line.
I think you're right.
McGee drives and misses. That's his first. I guess that doesn't go as an attempt, but they're calling it a 3. So R.J. Williams and Boise State. Williams will hold it. 27 points, 16 rebounds. Boise State's last home game, senior day, a success. And he won't take it, but boy did he have a dream of a senior day. And the Broncos stay hot. They have won 8 of their last 10.